Thanks for joining us for another episode of Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement. I am here at the News Forum where all voices matter. It's my pleasure to welcome to Boom and Bust Shannin Mettatwabin. He is the CEO of the National Aboriginal Capital Corporations Association, and he's here to tell us all about it. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'd love to, for our audience to know a little bit more about your organization and its goals. So why don't you bring us up to date on that?
Well, the National Aboriginal Capital Corporations Association is a corporation that represents 58 Indigenous financial institutions from coast to coast to coast. It was created, the association itself, about 28 years ago, but the Indigenous financial institutions themselves are celebrating almost 40 years delivering business loans to Indigenous entrepreneurs in Canada. To date, they've delivered about $3.3 billion to about 53,000 loans. So they've been doing really well at deploying capital to the Indigenous community, which in general is a difficult place to deploy capital because the communities have been suffering from the policies implemented on them, and they're mostly operating in a state of survival. And what the IFIs do is they try to create a new opportunity for the Indigenous people and thinking about business as a career. And they've done quite well at that. They've assisted 53,000 loans, contributing to more than the 50,000 businesses that exist in Canada today.
Yeah, and I want to delve deeper into that for sure, Shannin, and we will do so. But I'd love to know, maybe let our audience in on maybe something about your life experiences and how that helped sort of animate the work that you're doing for NACA.
Well, my family itself is a family of entrepreneurs. My grandfather was probably one of the last people that calls himself an entrepreneur. He was a trapper on the land, so he was always self-employed, and he instilled that into all his kids. Unfortunately, he sent all his kids to residential school, so they all experienced the horrors of residential school. But he knew that the trapping lifestyle was not going to be a future, and he had thought in his mind that would be an opportunity that would be best for his kids. And we come and understand that the residential school itself was not a good place to be. But many of the kids have entrepreneurship as something that guides them, and my parents instilled that into me. And I've delivered business lending to our Indigenous entrepreneurs in Canada more than 20 years ago when I was a business officer, and here I am now as the CEO for the organization.
Yeah, that's an amazing journey. And do I take it that your brothers and sisters are also, or some of them are entrepreneurs as well?
Yeah, my brother, he's got a bed and breakfast, and he has a lumber company that he runs with my dad. They're very entrepreneurial.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So I'd like to delve deeper, and we've got a lot of time for this. So I'd love to hear a couple of stories. Some examples of some of the successes of some of these business investments and what they've produced in these communities.
Well, so some of the business successes. So we I think 50% of all the loans go to mostly construction, retail, transportation, sort of the service type of industry. But what we're seeing is seeing a growth in more of the innovative and technological companies. We've got lots of media companies, film and video type of businesses, but we have plumbing, heating businesses out in BC, contracting businesses. We've got even Buffalo Rock Mining out of Alberta, Red Cloud Studios and Big Soul Productions out of Ontario, Inlink Concrete business out of Northern Ontario. And if we go more to the east, you've got RV and campground types of businesses and the tourism type businesses. We've got quite a few tourism type businesses. Manitoba Mulclicks, which you might have heard about, it was one of the businesses that we supported as it grew, and it's grown into an international company now. We have businesses, and sort of food security type businesses. So I got a good cross section of a little bit of everything.
We're going to take a brief break, Shannin. We'll be back at you after these commercial messages. Please stay with us.